Hello friends, today in this video we are going to solve some important MCQs from Anglo Saxon period which will be very helpful for net set examination. So without delay, let's begin with our first question. The history of English literature started with which period? The first historical period of English literature is the Old English period or the Anglo Saxon period, 450 to 1066. Hence, the right option is number C. The history of English literature started with Anglo-Saxon period. The land which the ancestors of English race occupied was called. Friends, during the 5th century, Germanic tribe Angles invaded England with neighboring tribes, Jutes, Saxons and others. They settled mainly in Northumbria and East Anglia. The name England within bracket Angleland derives from them. So the right option is number D. The land which the ancestors of English race occupied was called Angleland. The first English poem or heroic poetry of the Anglo-Saxon period was. Friends, look at the analysis. Beowulf is the oldest surviving Germanic epic and the longest Old English poem. It was likely composed between 700 and 750. Hence, the right option is number A. Beowulf is the first English poem or heroic poetry of the Anglo-Saxon period. Question number 4. Major portion of Anglo-Saxon poetry is. The surviving vernacular poetry from the Anglo-Saxon period is mostly religious. The more secular pieces usually associated with the church have survived because of their inclusion in manuscripts preserved in religious institutions. Hence, the right option is number B. Religion is the major portion of Anglo-Saxon poetry. Name of the religious poets of the Anglo-Saxon period. Friends, Caedmon and Cynewulf are considered as the first Old English Christian poets of Anglo-Saxon period. So, the right option is number C. Both Caedmon and Cynewulf are the religious poets of the Anglo-Saxon period. Christ is the most important poem of which of the following poets? Christ, a poem on Christ's ascension, written by the Anglo-Saxon poet Cynewulf. So, the right option is number B. Christ is written by Cynewulf. Poetry of the Anglo-Saxon was passed down through. Almost all the literature of this period was orally transmitted, and almost all poems were intended for oral performance. Then the right option is number B. The Anglo-Saxon poetry was passed down through oral tradition. Which Germanic tribe came to England in the middle of the 5th century? Friends, during the 5th and 6th centuries, the Saxons, Angles and Jutes migrated to England and established their own kingdoms. Then, out of the followings, number B, the Jutes came to England in the middle of the 5th century. One of the oldest poems, Beowulf, is written by. Friends, it was written in England sometime between the 8th and the early 11th century. The author was an anonymous Anglo-Saxon poet. So, the right option is number C. The poet of Beowulf is anonymous. Who is called the father of English learning? Bede, also known as Saint Bede, was an English monk and an author and scholar. He came to be regarded as the father of English history. So, the right option is number B. Bede is called the father of English learning. Which poem is considered the national epic of England? Beowulf is an Old English epic poem in the tradition of Germanic heroic legend consisting of 3182 alternative lines. Here, the right option is number C. Beowulf is considered the national epic of England. Question number 12. Beowulf is an. It was written between 700 and 1000 CE and it tells the story of Beowulf, a warrior who defeats several monsters and ultimately becomes king of his people. The poem is considered an epic because of its length and subject matter. So, the right option is number B. Beowulf is an epic poem. The monster Grendel appears in which poem? Grendel is a character in the Anglo-Saxon epic poem Beowulf. His antagonist against the protagonist Beowulf. Then the right option is number C. Grendel appears in the poem Beowulf. Who wrote the Ecclesiastical History of the English People? The Ecclesiastical History of the English People, written by Bede in about 731 AD, is a history of the Christian churches in England. Hence, the right option is number D. The ecclesiastical history of the English people was written by Bede. At the Battle of Hastings, the Saxon king Harold was defeated by. The Battle of Hastings was fought between William, the Duke of Normandy, and Anglo Saxon king Harold Godwinson, whereas William wins the battle. So, the right option is number A. The Saxon king Harold was defeated by William, the Duke of Normandy. When was the Battle of Hastings fought? The Battle of Hastings was fought on 14th October 1066. Here, the right option is number B. Battle of Hastings was fought in the year 1066. Who is known as the Anglo Saxon Milton? Caedmon, first poet known as Anglo Saxon Milton. He wrote paraphrase, transformed the whole Bible story into poetry. Hence, the right option is number A. Caedmon is known as the Anglo Saxon Milton. Who is known to have written The Wanderer? The Wanderer is an Old English poem. It comprises 115 lines of alternative verse and is known to have written by Cynewulf. So the right option is number B. The Wanderer is known to have written by Cynewulf. When did Alfred become the King of Wessex? In April 871, King Ethelred died and Alfred acceded to the throne of Wessex, even though Ethelred left two underage sons, Athelhelm and Athelwold. Hence, the right option is number C. The year 871 AD, Alfred became the King of Wessex. Last question. The Saxon king defeated at the Battle of Hastings was. In the Battle of Hastings, Anglo-Saxon king Harold Godwinson was defeated by William, the Duke of Normandy. So, the right option is number D. Harold was defeated in the Battle of Hastings. So guys, today we have completed some important MCQs from Anglo-Saxon period. If you need more MCQs of this type, then please comment below. Thank you.